Hey guys, so I'm back after a long period of time. Believe it or not, I've had a lot of healing to do. And I know I look like, I'm completely normal, but I'm definitely not. But I've had a lot going on, a lot of life changes. I got a new job. I'm currently in my office at work. Luckily, unfortunately, it's a slow day, so I have time to post this video. But I wanted to talk about the hardest part. I mean, there's so many hard parts, but from any traumatic brain injury survivor to anybody, I mean, anybody I've talked to or read about, your vision is the hardest part of this whole traumatic experience. And it's kind of like your your eyeballs are glued to your brain. Like no matter what kind of thought you're having, you say you want your thought processes, your thinking to the right side, your vision has to go that way, and you cannot act and do anything unless you see it. Like as simple as walking. You have to see where you're walking. You might have to actually look at the ground to make sure you're walking in a straight line. And it's so hard to trust your body after everything you've been through. As coordinated as you were or are, you just aren't anymore. And like I used to be very coordinated, but it's still very hard to do. But and anything I'm talking about today, it's not advice. In the past, I've ran through so many people that give me advice, and they mean well. It's just because they love you, but they don't know jack shit. They really don't. What they've done is they've read the books, and they go on what authors have put down on a piece of paper. Authors that haven't gone through this, so you have to experience this, and you have to learn it on your own. That's all I'm saying. I mean, what I'm giving you is what has helped me. It's not advice. Take it with a grain of salt. I urge you to try it, but I'm not saying it's going to work. Every case is different. What works for me may not work for you. This is how it goes. By the way, I'm in my office right now. Yeah, here. I'll give you like a nice little view of it. There we go. Okay, so what I've recently, I mean, I've been through so many, what I actually, in the past, I've called them breakthroughs. And I would have, you wake up different every day with every morning. It's a blessing and a curse. It's cool because you're never bored. It's never an everyday routine like, oh God, I got to get up and do this again. It's you wake up kind of, I mean, this whole thing is a rebirth, this whole recovery thing, this whole injury. But every day is like waking up with a new life. You're like, okay, let me try this today. And that's how it's been for me. I would get up, and of course, working out is a big part of my life. So I would get up and I would have these breakthroughs, and I would apply that breakthrough that day to my workout in the gym. Some of them worked, some of them didn't, and it can be very frustrating. But if you're stubborn like I am, and unfortunately very impatient, you just keep on going. And that's what I've done. Every day I've had a new breakthrough is what I call them. And you can call them what you want. I'm sure some of you have had your breakthroughs too. But and everything, every case is different. What works for me may not work for you, like I said. But I'm sure you have your own little home remedies too, or breakthroughs, whatever you want to call them. But my most recent one happened this morning in the gym, of course. So what I've found out is if you just, and a lot of times the worst problems end up being solved by the simplest thing. And that's great, but it's so frustrating. So this morning, I've come to realize that as long as you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, while you're doing everything, and I know it can be a pain in the ass because it's hard to remember. You got so much crap going on in your head. Everything is in your head. And that's another thing. From day one, after all the doctors and therapists, rehab, blah, 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 all this crap you've gone through, there is so much crap in your head, you can't just do things. Like I used to do things. It didn't matter. I just did it. But now, everything was in my head. And it's it's the doctor's fault, it's the therapist's fault, and they're just doing their job. They're trying to help you. But it's a side effect that they put on you. They just get in your freaking head. No matter what you do, everything is in your head. So back to what I discovered this morning is if you focus, pain in the ass, I know, to just breathe in your nose, out through your mouth, everything you do, this will help almost everything. This will stop all the crazy thoughts that go through your head. And I don't know about you, but for me, so much, it's just constantly things are racing through your head no matter what you do. And you try to tune them out. And one of the good bits of advice that a doctor gave my mom back when I was in the hospital, who she fired him too, but this was the only good thing that he did say, was that having a traumatic brain injury is like having 100 TVs going on, no matter what, at all times. So it's so hard for you to focus on something. And the goal was to tune out the TVs. So in my head, I was like, okay, let's try and tune it out. And that was kind of a bad thing because I would just focus straight ahead, try not to let these little thoughts in my head and tune everything out. But it wasn't the way to be. You still got to live life. So what I have come to realize is if you just breathe in and out, take everything as it comes and goes, everything does work out. Everything always works out in the end, okay? But as long as you do that, that will help out a lot. And what I have come to realize, or I've found out, is your vision is your kryptonite, okay? Vision is the hardest part. There's so many hard parts, but is one of the top 5 of the hardest parts of a traumatic brain injury, because you can't do anything unless you see it. But if I've noticed this morning, if you just breathe in and out while you're doing anything, you don't focus on what you can see. You just do it. And that's what I've come to realize. That is the way to be. You're not focused. Let's just say you're doing an arm curl or something like that. You're focused so much on that left arm or that right arm. But if you're breathing in and out, up in your nose, out your mouth, you just do it. You don't focus on this is so hard to explain, but like your brain does not focus on the left arm doing a left curl or the right arm doing a right curl. It's just it's kind of inexplainable, but you have to realize that if you just breathe the right way, you can do anything. And what I've come to realize, once you go through this and you survived it, and you start to come back as a functioning normal, which I've been taught in the past not to use the word normal because we're all normal, but you can just be a regular, like this never happened kind of thing. And that's why that brings me back to, that's why your vision is your kryptonite. Once you get through the vision part tackled and you got that down, you can do pretty much anything. And I mean, it eliminates so many other little pesky side effects that it really will, I don't know, I mean, it really will start to change you as a person, how you function in life, what your daily routine is like. I mean, imagine trying to do this and that throughout the whole day when you have to make sure there's a bathroom around every 20 minutes. It's a pain in the ass. So, once again, I apologize for not making any videos like I used to do in the past. But like I said, I've had a lot of healing to do, and I didn't want to get up here and make these videos and act like I know what I'm doing and talk about how to heal and blah, blah, blah. I feel like a fraud, like a like a two-faced, like, well, how are you doing it then? You know? I wanted to make sure I was in the right mind, that I was healed before I could get up and talk about this. Okay? So, I'm going to try my best to make some more videos, and I will talk to you guys soon.